Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Level 5 M.I.T. Men and Training Mentoring hybrid meeting. Yes. And so today let me introduce myself. For those who don't know, I'm Craig, one of the recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center.
My name's Mike, one of the recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center. How you doing this evening, man? Live at 5.
So today we're going to bring you an article by tranquilshore.org.
All right.
And the name of this article, as I said before, if I haven't, Rebuilding Relationships After Rehab. We felt that this is so important to talk about mentoring and the family structure and the family unit.
Yeah, that's important.
Very important. So without further delay, unless you want to say something, Mike.
Now let's dive right into it. Got a lot here we want to cover. So we building relationships after rehab. This is a very important topic because a lot of times previous lifestyles or our past lifestyles destroyed these relationships. So repairing these relationships or rebuilding these relationships is a long process. When we think of drug and alcohol addiction, our minds often immediately zero in on the physical damage done to our bodies throughout the course of the addiction cycle. Just as important, however, is the damage done to the families. I like this here, man. The families and loved ones of the people who have gone through addiction. Making it through rehab is a huge accomplishment. I salute you. But it really is just the beginning of the more protracted journey towards recovery. That journey involves making things right with those you have wronged. That sound like one of the 12 steps here.
It sounds just like it.
Making amends. I ain't my AA guru, Ms. Rita ain't here right now. But
I think
it's one of them.
I don't know which one. I ain't gonna even put the number.
Yeah, don't do it, Craig. I don't want you. I'm gonna have to block this video.
Then people gonna post and call and
come on, hey man, this brother don't know his step. and the theories of addiction, you likely understand many profound personality changes. These changes may have negatively affected your ability to properly manage your family relationships, marriages, or even your friendships. This is important here. Mm-hmm. Throughout your addiction cycle, you may have become totally unrecognizable to these important people. Everyone feels it. You may think that these relationships are virtually beyond repair, but that's just not true. I can testify to that. Once the dust settles after going through rehab, you can start reconnecting the family and rebuilding the relationships after addiction. This is a good thing here. There's always opportunity to build or start repairing these relationships. And a lot of times we feel as though these relationships are beyond repair. Now, this is a process. You can't think just because you get 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, or 6 years, that red carpet treatment is going to come from everybody that you broke. That's just, I don't want to lie to you. I'm telling you, it's not going to always be that easy.
That's right. Yeah, there's always going to be some skepticism.
Yeah.
People going to look at you, side eye.
Yeah,
going to be suspect for a while.
It's all right.
But until you prove yourself.
But that's why we're doing these lessons and stuff like this to give you a heads up so you don't miss out or misunderstand the process of rebuilding relationships after rehab. Relationships with your children, your spouses, or even a former employer that you might be looking or planning to go back to. Rebuilding them is a process.
Yeah.
Leaving the rehabilitation program is just the first step on the road to recovery. And repairing relationships and reconnecting afterwards is a very important part of your strategy for maintaining your sobriety. Doing so can help you create a life worth living. Following your addiction, it's not easy. And many people say that this stage of recovery is actually harder than withdrawing from the drugs or alcohol themselves. But you are absolutely capable. You are capable of doing this, okay? recovery is not just a matter of healing for the individual struggling with addiction. The family must also acknowledge their pains and challenges and seek help for themselves. That's why it doesn't get talked about a lot, or it should. Family sessions, when you are in treatment, outpatient, inpatient, or whatever, family sessions is one of the things that you should always offer. When I'm doing individuals or working with clients and everything, I always try to ask more than once, would you like your family to be a part of your recovery process? Would you like, then in the middle of me doing the assessment, I ask them again, would you like to be your family? I ask that because I know personally that the family dynamic is important to be a part of that recovery process. And I learned that, I didn't know it before, but I learned it in this, when I started my recovery process in August 2009. So the family dynamic is very important. And what else? That's it right there.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So once again, this is a M.I.T. Men in Training mentoring. So the whole objective is to get men involved in restructuring, rebuilding, rededicating their lives to family, marriages, and a whole host of positive aspects in the community. All right. And so now we're going to talk about strategize and repair your relationship after rehab. That's a strategy. That's a strategy process that we're going to take.
Let's look at
it. Nature of the strategies for rebuilding relationship post rehab depends largely on the type of relationship that needs repairing.
All
right.
So not all of them need.
Not all of there's specific. There's the general and there's a specific.
Yeah.
All right. And so oftentimes people must repair relationships with family members, spouses, friends, and even their own children. So important. No matter what relationship you're trying to repair, however, a few commonality exists. All right, and so we're going to talk about one of the commonality, and we're going to move forward. Say, rebuild trust with important people in your life. One of the most important aspects of any relationship, regardless of whether or not addiction is a factor, is trust. And so that is so true. Trust is paramount in any relationship, because if you don't have trust, it's hard to be accepted, you know. And once you destroy that trust, you know, it takes time to rebuild.
Yeah, it's
gonna take time, and you have to let the person that you have hurt or harmed, you have to give them time to heal.
They have to run their course just like you run in yours, and each individual grow differently. So if you arrive to a place in the process of the repairing the relationship or rebuilding the trust, you feel like you're there, that doesn't necessarily mean the individual on the other end is there as well. Yeah. So you gotta understand, like he said, allow the individuals to grow. And one thing I want to go back up here when it says the type of relationship that needs repairing. Sometimes we even destroy relationships with people we probably used to purchase drugs with. And then when we come out of rehab, we thinking we need to repair this relationship, right? These are the type of relationships that doesn't need repair. You don't need to rethink, I did them wrong. Let me go pay them their money for what all that. You can get stuck in that vein, and you don't need to really repair that relationship. Actually, it's a blessing that you have a bad relationship.
Yeah, because people, places, and things. Yeah. Sometimes we can revisit old relationships, and it all depends if the relationship is not healthy. You can get pulled back then into the same behavior or patterns before. Yeah. The unfortunate reality is that breaking someone's trust is much easier to do than restoring it. Wow, that's powerful. To repair family relationship after rehab, you have to be prepared to put in the time to maintain the trust you rebuilt.
Yeah, you gotta put in the work.
You got to put the work. It takes work. A lot of times we may say, well, let me give them 6 months to a year. And 6 months to a year, To some people, it might not be suffice.
Now they be like, man, I'm still in debt from the thing you stole out the house.
What you did,
I'm still paying for it.
you lucky you in this house again.
Talking.
Whew. So that's heavy.
Yeah,
All right. So try to think back to how many promises you were unable to keep during your time as an addict. You have often did not show up to a place or an event that you said you would, such as ball games or weddings or whatever it may be. However, many times did you tell someone you would do a favor for them and not actually end up doing it? Keeping your word is key. It's vital, because a lot of times people depend on our word. You have to try your best to understand how these sorts of disappointments can wear on people's spirit and patience.
They wear them down.
Wear them down. To start rebuilding trust, you should immediately start making and keeping promises, no matter how small. Offer to help clean around the house and then actually do it. Offer to run small errands like grocery shopping or going to the car wash and then follow through. Keeping small promises and building up to larger ones can help you build your reputation as a trustworthy and dependable person.
Test it out. So small promises lead to big. If you little small stuff, I'm gonna go to the store for you this week. Every such and such, I'm gonna give you a call, let you know how I'm doing. I'm gonna check up on you. Little stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we're going to the movies this week.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a nice movie, or we're going to dinner. We're going out for ice cream.
Just follow through on anything you promise. It said, and then follow through. You say one thing, but follow through. You say this, follow through. You want to try to always complete the task or complete the assignment that you promised someone. And the more you do that, they start seeing like this person. I always wanted to be a person that could be trusted. Like, if this is supposed to get done or we supposed to go here, like, nah, we gonna get it now. He gonna do it. Oh yeah, he coming. He gonna take care of it. So you want to always be a trustworthy person.
That's right. Beyond action, you can also demonstrate your commitment to rebuilding trust by being open and communicating freely about your feelings concerning your recovery and your relationships. Withholding this information may leave room for your loved ones to doubt your intentions about rebuilding trust. This is especially important in romantic relationships where broken trust may be more difficult to fix.
Yeah.
Especially as men, a lot of times with men, we hold on to our emotions and we're afraid, we're so guarded, and that I'm reading this book called Incarcerated Emotions, and it talks about how men, we lock in our emotions instead of expressing them, because if you don't let someone in, then they're gonna always be on the outside.
If you block them out.
Yeah, they're gonna be on the fence.
All right, next, let's move down here. Look me here, man. Be ready for people to remain angry with you. We just talked. I didn't check this out, but be ready.
When you said that, I knew. I said, here, we're gonna get around to it.
At the rehab, as you come to terms with your addiction, you'll realize that you're unable to control other people's feelings and emotions with respect to your experience. They do not have the same healing opportunity as you did in rehab. They continue living their same lives as you were going through the early stages of your recovery. Just as you had time to process things, they too will need time. Nothing has changed for them. If you're persistent with your effort to make amends with people, time may be able to heal the wounds endured on both sides. But don't get shocked if they're taking longer, because just like the article just said, when you went away to go get help to start your recovery process, their lives continue. They didn't go get a chance to say, let me recover from what this person did. That you went to go to the program and their lives continue. If you have anyone still standing by your side after your addiction and going through rehab, you're one of the lucky ones. You should not expect an immediate change in attitude or perception from your loved ones. They may meet your efforts with hesitation or resistance. but you should stay hopeful that they will eventually come around with open arms. Hopeful. You can be hopeful. So I mean, don't get shocked when you come over to the family gathering and everybody gathering up their pocketbook. Don't take it personal, like, man, why everybody grabbing their coats and stuff?
Yeah, why is everybody, watching me with the side eye?
Yeah, I don't know what show we was watching. It was a show on BT, and the person, he had a bad past, and he was in the process of change. He came into the house to the family dinner, and he was taking his coat off, and he said, "Hey, where y'all hanging? Where the room y'all putting the coats in?" and everybody ran in to get their coats. They had leather coats first. He said, "Hey, where we putting these coats at?"
What's all this?
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm gonna get I'll take my coat to the car. But you gotta understand, people are going to eventually come around. Prayerfully, man. You know what I mean? Prayerfully, they're gonna come around. All right, let's look. If you have anyone, okay, you also need to know that you can't salvage every relationship after addiction. Everyone's not going to always come around. All right? The damage may be too extensive, and your loved ones may decide that they are emotionally safer without you in their lives. According to this reality, accepting this reality can be hard, but you should do your best to not let it discourage you. The most important task you have at hand is staying focused on your path towards recovery and maintaining your sobriety. Favorite word. So just remember, the key is be ready for people to remain angry with you. You got to understand that. But your main task is maintaining your sobriety, not repairing the relationship. So you got to understand this.
That's right. So a lot of times, if you haven't heard that people who are in recovery, sometimes we have to be selfish when it comes to our sobriety, because that's important. Because we're no good to ourselves or no one else if we're not in a healthy state. All right. So the next one we talked about: attend support meetings regularly. All right. The people in your life will almost assuredly want to see proof that you're helping yourself through your own recovery. One way to ensure they know how serious you are is to attend meetings and connect with other people going through the same sorts of struggles. Getting support and advice from others can really go a long way toward keep you on track. The first days and months following treatment are, unfortunately, the times in which you are most likely to relapse. The National Institute on Drug Abuse estimates that relapse rates for people addicted to drugs fall somewhere between 40% and 60%, compared with 30% to 50% of patients with type 1 diabetes and 50 to 70% of patients with asthma. Remember, drug addiction, substance use disorder is a disease. And so they said that it is it's no different. You shouldn't treat one different than the other one. All right? And say relapse rates for people struggling with addiction are akin or like to those of people suffering from chronic illnesses. All the way across the board. Recovery is a lifelong process, and meetings can help you connect with your revitalization. This can reassure your family, friends, and loved ones that you're committed to your sobriety. Before reaching out to loved ones in order to broach the subject of recovering and reconnecting, you should first make sure you're totally ready. Getting your personal life in order should be the priority. There's no need to rush yourself or anyone else through the rebuilding process. Priority is, remember, selfish, be about your recovery. That's right. Don't rush nobody else during the rebuilding process. He said priority. There's no need to rush yourself or anyone else. Getting your personal life in order, being selfish, should be your priority. My priority is making sure I'm okay. Because realistically, if you don't make sure you are okay in your recovery process,
that relationship that you're trying to rebuild ain't gonna work anyway.
Ain't gonna work.
If you don't take
You're trying to force it.
yeah, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, man. It's good stuff here. It's good stuff. I'm glad I printed this out for you. Considering the suffering of others. When you're ready to repair a family relationship after rehab, take a step back, put yourself in their shoes. You're not only the victim to your addiction, and in many cases, your family or loved ones may have been affected directly by your actions. This is the family dynamic. That's why we do every third Saturday. I gotta mention it. It's on my mind. Every third Saturday of the month, we do something dealing with the family. We don't do that because we guessing. We know that it's important.
Very important.
Yeah, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, 30% of all crimes committed between 1998 and 2002 occurred when the offender was abusing either drugs or alcohol. When controlling for crimes against family, the percentage jumps to 39%, and it jumps above 40 when controlling for crimes committed against spouses. Wow. So we talk. So the proof, we got the numbers.
Yeah.
We got the stats. The stats proves it out.
Well, that sounds like some
Evidence-based stuff, right? If you're a parent, the effect of your addiction on your family may have entirely different elements. In the U.S., more than 8 million children live in a household with at least one addictive parent. 14% of the children are younger than 2. 12% fall between 6 and 11. 10% 12 to 17. The toll of child neglect and abuse associated with substance dependency can manifest in several ways. Let's look at it. Mental health and developmental issues, having to be placed in foster care. Children in these situations are more likely to develop substance abuse issues of their own down the road. Living in an unstable environment can cause children to miss school, their own social lives, and having their basic needs like food and shelter covered.
Now let's talk about the foster care, having to be placed in foster care. And we know that how drugs affect the household. It talks about it in here, but it's so important. We probably know someone who's been affected with diapers. They don't call it diapers no more, but DPNP. I think that's the title they use now. But anyway, family services have to come in and remove the child because either the child has been neglected or the child haven't been going to school.
Something's wrong with there.
Some type of bruise or the child haven't been eating. And so that's why it's so important that we as men talk about these issues, recognize it, and come together and try to find some solutions.
That's right. If your relationship with your children suffer greatly during your addiction cycle, one of the best ways to repair the damage is to be more active participants in their lives. This is literally me down in my life where I'm at today. I have 5 biological children, but due to the 22 years of substance use, those relationships was scattered. Now, I can pop on my phone, pop on my FaceTime, be like, "Yo, what's up?" My kid's like, "What's up, Dad? What's going on?" Like all those years that what the past used to be never even existed.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? But that took time. That took time.
Mm-hmm.
So this can form a learning. This can take the form of learning more about their interests and hobbies or helping them out with schoolwork. Be intentional with your actions and let them know how much you care about them and want to be a part of their lives. Something simple like asking, "What's your favorite color?"
Wow.
It ain't even gotta be much. You're like, "Yo, I don't even know," because I was running the street. I don't know. Right. So I asked, "What's your favorite color?"
Right.
Nothing major.
But as like the article said, you taking interest.
Yeah.
You're investing in things that it may seem to them minute, but to you, man, that's something I need to know.
And then out of the 5 kids, 3 of them had favorite color I like, red and blue.
Red and blue.
I was like, "Yours blue and red? You're okay, all right, okay, we gotta get rid of the other 2.
It's in the DNA.
Y'all gotta change it though.
All right, so next one we're gonna talk about Understand the different types of family therapy for substance abuse. Family
Right.
therapy, whether it's with your own parents, your children, or your siblings, can take the form of a few different types of interventions. If your loved ones is in recovery and you know relationships need to be rebuilt, consider pursuing one of these avenues.
All right.
And the one that they make mention of the types of therapy for substance abuse is multidimensional family therapy.
Mm.
And that says multidimensional family therapy is best suited for adolescents and includes both family and individual sessions. Sessions typically occurs at home, community, or office setting. Mike, you just talked about that.
You need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
One of the main goals of multi-dimensional family therapy is to explore active parenting styles and to help develop the tools to positively impact substance abuse patterns. Individual sessions focus on improving problem-solving skills, communication, and decision-making skills. These are some good coping skills that I think everyone should have. Improving problem-solving skills, communication, and decision-making skills.
Yeah, so go online and find some good content with that. It's very important. I like those. Next, we got family behavioral therapy. Family behavioral therapy has proven to be effective in both adults and teenagers. Beyond substance abuse issues, family behavioral therapy also focuses on addressing mental issues, mental health issues such as depression, defiance, family issues, financial issues, family problems that often accompany addiction. Treatment for this focuses on developing skills to improve the quality of home life and creating achievable goals to end substance use while providing reward for meeting those objectives. So we want to start giving you, gift cards, 25 shop right, 25 Visa cards. You want to, they want to reward them.
That's right.
All right.
And the other one talks about community and family approach. All right. The community and family approach to substance abuse therapy extends to the community. Individuals attend community and family approach sessions once or twice each week where they learn to develop communication skills within their own families. They then use these skills to build wider support system within the community. The family unit is key in helping the individual to identify and change their substance abuse patterns.
Good stuff, man.
All right. And so the last one we're going to leave you with, I believe that is the benefit of family therapy after rehab.
Benefits of family therapy. Importantly, a treatment plan can incorporate family therapy along with other types of therapy. This is important. Individual therapy, group therapy, residential rehabilitation programs, medication management programs. There are several very important benefits to consider with respect to family therapy after rehab. Family therapy can help the recovering person develop an awareness of their needs and behaviors. That's why that family dynamic, I say family sessions, individual family sessions is important. Family therapy can help the entire family unit improve and rebuild their mental and physical state following addiction. Through family members have an opportunity to learn and develop self-care interventions to help them improve their own well-being. Because even though the person got issues, the family was affected so much that they keep so focused on the person with the substance issue that they don't even realize their well-being has been shook. They might have had a type of belief growing up, and they got into this situation and it shattered everything they always believed in their life, and it messed them up. Participating in family therapy with a licensed professional can help all the parties develop effective communication styles and improve the quality of all relationships. Moderate family therapists can help family members identify, understand, and avoid enabling behavior. This is why a lot of times we see our family member go out there and the family like, they start talking and I'm like, you can't talk to them. Like, that's actually not helping that person. You know that, right? You be mad, you be upset, and a lot of times you have the benefits of family therapy can help. All right. Family therapy can help everyone involved address any codependent behaviors, could be working to prevent sustainable recovery. Family therapy can help provide family members with tools and expertise needed to help support and deter future substance abuse. It's not enabling them, you're supporting them. Although the risk is relatively low, there are unfortunately some risks associated with family therapy and reconnecting with loved ones after rehab. That the reason why that there is some risk is because you can discuss something that bring up some pain. So you taking the risk, you mess around, say something, they be like, you know what? You might bring something, so it's a risk you take.
Yeah.
You might stir it up
without the intent of doing that.
Yeah, but it just might be that thing.
And then it just might explode. And then with a professional therapy, preferably they can bring some calm, to the situation.
They want to know next time they come to the session, they ask, hey, why you got us in this room with no windows? Because you bust all the last one out, so we go.
You want to do a biopsychosocial?
On biopsychosocial. All right, someone in family may feel attacked or unduly criticized during therapy sessions. Family therapy can unintentionally instigate further anger, right? Or violence towards one family member. Family therapy could potentially cause enough stress that the user relapses and continues or increases substance abuse. Good stuff, man.
So we wanted to bring that to you today, dealing about restructuring the family unit. And so we brought you this article dealing with rebuilding relationship after rehab, because this is a M.I.T. Men in Training hybrid meeting. So tell a friend, let them know, let some men know what we're doing.
Share it,
please. Pull over park and
pull over park and come in at 72 North Pearl Street. We're here every evening on Tuesday from 12 to 8. We're here. Well, we're here from 10 to 8. From 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We'll also be here from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Thursday. Stop in, tell a friend, share it. All right.
Take care, everybody.